Hi there.
How are you?
Good. I'm Noha. Nice to meet you
Nice to meet you.
virtually.
I love your podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for listening. I
Oh,
appreciate that.
no problem. It's great.
That's great. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I wear a lot of public safety hats, but I was a reserve, or no, I am a reserve police officer. I was a full-time police officer.
Wow.
I'm a captain in the military in the Army National Guard. I was a forensic death investigator with the medical examiner's office. And I'm also a law enforcement spouse. So my husband is a deputy over in Illinois. So
Wow.
I've kind of seen it from a lot of different perspectives. And
Wow.
I
That's
just want to
amazing.
share, what I've gone through and like you know, what I've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service. Did you say your husband's in Illinois?
Yeah, because we're like across the street from it. We're very close.
Very cool. That's awesome. I'm
Mhm.
learning a lot about other people and other departments, and sometimes it's kind of a good reminder for me. Like I've
Mhm.
noticed there are things where I'm like, oh, this is so hard. And then I hear people from California and their spouse leaves for like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh, yes, not so hard. 24 hours is okay.
Well, I'm even finding like with law enforcement spouses and fire spouses, we go through a lot of the same things.
Yeah,
And I didn't
absolutely.
even realize that. There were points where I felt like I was alone because I didn't know a lot of other cops' wives.
Hmm.
And then one of my really good friends, her husband's a firefighter, and we can, commiserate all the time. It's a little bit different, but it's the
Yeah.
same. I
Same
mean,
concept, right? Like some
yeah.
details are different, but it's the same idea.
So I
Yeah,
really like that.
absolutely.
I like that whole community.
Yeah, it's great. I know that they have like a running joke between each other. Like, my husband, his name's Robbie, he always tells me, so no offense to you being a former full-time police officer. He says, what do police officers and firefighters have in common? Do you know the answer?
No, what is it?
He's, he says they all wanted to be firefighters when they grow up.
He's not wrong. I mean, I truly agree. I made a mistake, but I won't admit that
No,
publicly.
stop. No, 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 not at all. But
They do a
how did,
cool job.
yeah, they do a very cool job and a very difficult, but as do you.
Mhm.
Yeah. How did you get started in this field?
So I had a mentor growing up that he was a local police officer. He'd stop by our house all the time in our community. And then later he went on to be chief. And I was just like, I love the community focus of his work, his just he was just someone I looked up to. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I want to be that to somebody, and I want to be a police officer. And of course I understood all the hard stuff that went into it, and I joined the military before I joined the police department. But I wanted to be that person for somebody like he was to me, like that, like look at what he can do. It's not necessarily even about rising through the ranks. It was just, being that person, that smiling face, the
Mhm.
constant.
That's really
So
nice. Wow. So, how long were you a police officer for? Or you said you started in the military.
yes, so I'm currently in the military. I did ROTC in college and
Mhm.
I commissioned as a second lieutenant. I'm now a captain. I've been in the military for 9 years. And in 2020 is when I went to the police academy. And so we were virtual for 6 weeks. And then I was full-time police officer for a couple of years. I wanted to get into more investigative work. So I went to the medical examiner's office and became a death investigator. And I feel like that's where my story really starts about, finding the space before crisis, because it was just full on crisis for me.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize that it was till it was too late. And then I'm now a reserve police officer. So I just work court and I write policy for a police department. That's like my full-time job. It's a civilian position.
Wow, that's really cool. Policy for what?
Like general orders, procedures. I work on the national accreditations. So basically, they ask, prove that your department does XYZ and meets our standards. So we have to like go through reports, body cam, everything, and prove that we are adhering to these national standards.
Wow, that's so interesting in 2026.
I know it's really cool because I started from almost a micro level. Like I was that person who responded to the call,
Uh-huh.
and now I'm at the macro level. And part of my issue that I'm slowly resolving is finding importance still. Like my job is still valuable. I'm still needed.
Mm,
I'm not the one responding to the call, but the people on the street need professional staff support in order to keep going. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Wow. It's funny you say that. I sometimes feel the same way that like I don't save lives. You know what I mean? But
mhm.
that doesn't mean that my job is not equally important. It's just differently important. So,
And
same
I struggled with that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you said you started in the military and then in 2020 you went to the police academy and some of it was
yes,
virtual. How did that go?
yes. So that requires me bringing up 2019.
Okay.
In 2019, I went to the police academy. I missed firearms by one round. They said, sorry, you're not proficient. You know, that's it. That's it.
Mm,
And
you can try again?
I mean, that was like my redo. I
Mm,
went through remedial and they're just like, this is so important. And I completely understand that. So they're like, you're unfortunately dismissed from this academy. So that was
mm,
2019. I had a good cry about it. I signed up for another police academy and I enrolled and started in 2020. So I had been through 5 months previously out of 6 months.
mhm,
So I was so close to the finish line.
mhm,
And then I completely started over. So I got 11 months of training when the usual officer gets 6. But we were virtual for 6 weeks. It was like March to May. And the day we come back, we got taser day and pepper spray day. I'll never forget that. It's like, oh, I wish we wouldn't have come back. But it was just, it was a different kind of police academy. And since it was my second go through, I just,
mhm.
I wanted to, I just wanted to get through it. Like we didn't know what the world was coming to
Right.
when things were virtual. So I was just like, we have to get back in person because there's certain skills we need to work on. I need to work on my firearms more, and I did. But I really couldn't have done it without the people who were supporting me. I just, like I said, a good cry will do it, but you really need that support system in place.
Most definitely. Wow.
And then when I was on the road, I met my now husband. So it was once I was a police officer that we met.
Did you work together?
No, so funny story. I should probably think of a different story, but we met on a dating app.
Okay.
And I could tell he was a police officer. I could just tell. Like he had the haircut, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, are you a police officer? Because it was one of the girl talks first. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so he's probably not a serial killer. So I'll meet up with him. And
Nice.
we went we went and got dinner. And honestly, like he moved in with me pretty quickly because our schedules were so weird.
Mhm.
And I'm like, basically, if we ever want to see each other, like we gotta live together.
Yeah.
And so within a few months, he had moved into my apartment, and that was 6 years ago.
Wow. That's
And
great.
now we have our first home together.
Wow. That's lovely. Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Did you just buy your house?
Yes, we did.
Right. Wow. Is it the forever home, you think?
I think so. And we're already, it's just so many memories, so many fun projects that we're doing this home. And I can tell a big part of him needed this because he gets to go like cut the grass. And I guess for, some people that's like decompression things. For
Mhm.
me, it's not. For me, that's like the most stressful thing that you could possibly ask me to do. But for him, I've
Says
just seen
says like
I
the military
said the
police
police,
officer.
yeah,
Really?
cutting the grass.
Yeah.
No, but he needed an outlet,
Mhm.
and we found pickleball, which was good. But I definitely have seen him relax a lot more now that he can cut the grass.
That's great. Who knew that's all you needed?
Honestly.
Wow. And I've heard so much about pickleball. How did you get started with that? Everybody is talking about pickleball.
So it's so great. My work had a league and it was free. So we're like, well, it's free. You can't get better than that. And we did the league. We were so bad, so embarrassingly bad. I was just starting in my professional staff role. I was like, hi, my name's Rachel. Also, I suck at pickleball and you can probably beat me. And everyone everyone beat us, but we joined the pickleball club
Uh-huh.
and we kept going every Wednesday. And then the next league came around and we got a little bit better. And then
Hmm.
we kept going every Wednesday and the next league came around because it's once a year at my work. And we just keep surprising people by
Getting a little bit better.
getting a little bit better.
That's really
And
great.
that's pretty much his hobby. Like he's very work focused. And I'm learning to admire that about him. At first I was annoyed about it, but he has, he has pickleball and now he has like cutting the grass. And I guess I just have to accept that his decompressing and my decompressing are completely different.
Hmm.
And because I thought, I'm like, you're not doing anything to relax. You're just staring at your phone. But I guess that is relaxing for him. It took communication. We actually, I mean, not communication, but it took me like opening my mind up to,
Hmm.
hey, maybe people need other things that I don't need.
Yeah. Do you
Sorry, I
think
got off track
having
there.
No, 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 it's really important stuff. Do you think that having been a police officer yourself, that makes it easier for you to understand where he's coming from?
Yes, and it's terrifying
Okay.
because it's like I know too much. And I honestly tell myself he's in his drug unit right now
Hmm.
and where he works. So when he leaves in plain clothes, I can be like, he is going to go work at a normal job. Bye. And I can just
Yeah.
kind of turn off the thing in my head saying he is going to this super dangerous thing. You know, I I know too much. I feel
Mm.
like, and we worked in very different communities. I worked in I would say, much safer, friendlier place. And because I like to, like pet dogs and hold babies. And there was, of course, there was danger, but I'm more community focused and
Hmm.
he wants to, go get them. And I love that about him, but it makes me worry all
Yeah.
the time. I have his location. And it's not because I don't trust him. It's because I check it and I'm like, oh, he's not in the hospital. That's good. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard. I mean, technology can be helpful and also might make you go a little crazy to just constantly know that you can find his location at all times, or you could
Yeah.
FaceTime anytime. Whereas having talked to some kind of older fire wives, it's different. They used to just have to kind of put it away and then they come home
Hmm.
when they come home and you just have to trust that they will. I think technology maybe helps us, but also makes it a little bit worse in that way.
I
Like you can
completely agree.
constantly. Right. Right.
Something like I said, sometimes knowing too much is
Hmm.
worse than not knowing, especially like if he does something, at night and I'm like, hey, when are you gonna be home? And he doesn't respond. I'm like, okay, like I
Hello.
see what is this? What is this number? Where is he? What is going on? So,
Hmm. Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know,
Do you listen to the radios at all?
no.
Good.
No, I don't know. I actually don't know how, and I don't want
Mm.
to.
I think
Because
it's too much.
we're
Yeah.
on completely different, channels and stuff, like where I work and where he works.
Hmm.
So to me, the less I know, the better. But it also has made it really hard because he would come home and be like wanting to offer information about his day, and I'd be like, nah, I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm
Mm.
trying to like keep up the thing in my head where you go to work at a bank, and so don't tell me about that. But
Right.
I realized lately that that's not the answer, and that actually built up more walls than it helped.
What made you realize that?
He just like stopped caring about his day, and if he's at work all day, I mean, there's, like if I can't say, tell me about your day, but don't tell me about work because that's what you were doing. So now I just have to be like, hey, give me the like PG-13 version of how
Mm.
your day was. And I think he's learned to like not include anything that would scare me. I mean, I don't know. I worked death scenes and I would come home and I would overshare.
Hmm.
And I think that's what I'm afraid that he's gonna do. So
Yeah. But he was okay with you oversharing?
Yes, because he knew that that's how I needed to cope. I am a talker. Like,
Mhm.
if something's bothering me, I'm just going to talk and talk and talk until I have a solution. And he is not a talker. He's going to like keep it inside until he has a solution. And that's another part of what I don't understand is, how could I know you had a bad day unless you come home and you're like, oh my God, I had such a bad day. This was terrible, blah, 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 blah. Because that's what I would do. I'd come home and rant and rave and, whatever. And I guess I wear my heart on my sleeve, but it was hard to learn the different styles of emoting,
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I can tell now when he gets home and just scrolls on his phone for an hour or two, maybe he had a hard day and just needs to like distract himself with something else. It's and I took it personally like, oh, he's on his phone. Why aren't you watching, hanging out with me? Why aren't you talking to me? So it goes two ways,
Yeah. Well,
especially when they have hard days.
I think that could be true of anything. I think the hard part is that our spouses or partners see trauma, but
Hmm.
it's the same concept. You go to work and you have a bad day and you come home and you don't tell your spouse about it or your partner about it. It's not going to end up in a good communication setting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like regardless
And
of if it's fire, police, or banking, and you have a customer who came in and yelled at you or whatever the case is, and you go home and you don't talk about it, it's going to put up that barrier regardless.
oh, I completely agree. And I just I want to hear about it all. I think we've reached a really good balance of he knows what upsets me
Hmm.
and still letting me in.
Yeah.
Still, oh, I did this cool thing, or like, oh, I have this great opportunity coming up. And I used to be really selfish, and I think I was honestly a little bit jealous because I used to be really like I used to be honestly just be jealous of all the cool opportunities he had, and I didn't because I wasn't on the road anymore, and I kind of had to let that go and just be happy for him, and that was really, really hard because I wanted to do the cool stuff, and no one told me to give it up. It was just what was best for my mental health. So
Mm.
guess I was just jealous that he was like seeming to do fine, also getting to do all the action and stuff. So once I let go of that, I hate the word jealousy, but maybe like resentment a little bit. Maybe I resented him for getting to do what I wanted to do, and I just accepted that this is my path. And now I'm very happy and fortunate that I'm on this path. I'm able to better connect with him, and there's no competition.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Wow.
that was super deep.
No, that's really mature. I was thinking the same thing. That's really mature to like recognize that in yourself that
It
that's
took
what
a
you can do.
while. It took a while in our relationship. At one point, I was just like, how can I look at him knowing he's going and doing this cool thing? And I'm not. And I tied my identity so in with my job, even though I didn't do it for super long, like being on the road, being a death investigator. I felt so needed
Hmm.
that when I got into this role, and I'm still needed, but not on an emergent basis, essentially.
Right.
I got jealous that he was needed, I felt like if no one needs me anymore, but they still need, what would that mean? Like my emergency contact is who you contact in an emergency or something like that. Like I just I just wanted I just wanted to find a good middle ground, and it took a
Hmm.
long time, but we finally found it. And I think it was a big me thing. And I've also like with this new kind of not new, but I'm been really passionate about wellness for a really long time, but now I'm just starting to share it. And I have been bringing him to conferences, and I love how it's been getting conversations started.
Hmm.
It's, because at first he's not like super on the wellness train, not like I am. And, he'll leave a seminar that we were at and be like, that was actually pretty interesting. And I learned a couple things. And to
Hmm.
me, that is huge
Right.
because it's not like you're just going for the cool location to this conference. Like he was really internalizing and what this person had to say. And I was just telling him, like, I want you, I love you, and I want you to be equipped with whatever you need in case, I hope this doesn't happen, but in case something terrible happens and you need to use it,
Hmm.
like, I want you to have the tools in your toolkit to be able to get through anything because I want to be with you forever, Like, there's so many personal battles that first responders face. And I just wanted to equip him with all the tools, even if he wasn't going to go out and get them himself.
Hmm.
So,
You used the word wellness,
mhm.
and that's definitely a buzzword on the interwebs these days. What does that mean to you when you talk about tools? What kind of tools do you want him to have?
So I'll start with what wellness means to me because it looks different than it's not a life overhaul. At the time I was at the medical examiner's office, it was quitting my job. That was wellness. But I want people to know you don't have to quit your job to experience wellness. For me, it's going and walking around Target for 20 minutes, right before it closes. It's just working manageable things into your life that give you more than your job, like give you a sense of identity. I started violin lessons
Oh, cool.
like in the middle of this death investigator job, and I was like, that is so random. But now I get to tell people, like, hey, I'm Rachel and I play the violin. Not, hey, I'm Rachel, I'm a death investigator. Like, I was establishing layers. So
Mm,
wellness is more than just like drinking smoothies, being healthy, going to the gym. It's putting things in your life to add to the experience. I mean, truly. And that's all I wanted to do for him. And that's why I introduced him to pickleball. And that's why I'm taking him to these conferences. Maybe he'll find something somewhere that he's like, this is really cool. And I want to like dive into this more. And it
mm.
seems like he's really doing that like with the house. Like I didn't know he really likes to cut the grass.
Yeah, it
Maybe
seems
that's
to be a
his
thing.
maybe that's his wellness. Maybe he had a stressful week and maybe that's why he's like, I'm gonna go cut the grass. And you just gotta say okay. But maybe that's wellness to him.
Hmm. Hmm. It looks different for everybody,
Hmm.
but it's just as important for every person to find their thing.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And my thing, like I said, maybe my thing is Target. And then I was talking to somebody else and like, oh my gosh, Target is the epitome of a bad dream. Like I don't want to go
Really?
there. That is
For
not
me.
wellness to me. And I'm just like, okay, so it's interesting to learn, what might be good for me is might not be good for you.
Right. It's like the running joke of how moms love going to the grocery store when they get to go alone. But
Yeah.
but but then there's a grocery store around me. It's called Market Basket, and it's honest to God, it's a zoo every time you go. Like no matter what time of day, you just have to like be prepared to throw elbows so you can grab what you need. And I'm like, that's the opposite of wellness. Like I
Yeah.
want good healthy food. I want a stocked fridge, but I do not want to go there. Yes,
DoorDash.
I know. I really should do that. I know. So, how long has he been a police officer?
Since 2020 also. So he joined his department honestly right when we met. And he was new there as a deputy, and then he worked his way up into the drug unit. And I love seeing him love what he does. Like I love that for him. As weird as
Hmm.
that sounds, like I love that for him. He's so passionate about it. I just he doesn't have like a favorite sports team, and he doesn't, you know, have when I think of him, I'm like, oh, Sean, like he likes cookies and cream ice cream. He likes to go to Crumble. Like there's no like hobbies.
Hmm.
And that's why pickleball was so important. But I just I just want him to incorporate more. Maybe like I said, maybe what's wellness for me isn't wellness for him. But I just want the best for him, truly.
Of course.
On my wedding dress, I had this little heart. It said, he's my something blue.
Oh,
And I was just like, wait, that's so, I just remember that. I totally forgot I even did that.
that's so cute. I love that. When did you get married?
24.
Nice. What do you think in your experience, has been the best part of being married to a police officer, to a first responder?
Yes. I I mean, I'm not going to say the cliche like I feel safe because it's
Hmm.
important to feel safe with your spouse, but he makes me feel so like secure in myself and physically like when we go out, I'm the number one priority. I can tell he's always scanning, he's always making sure that I'm safe. He puts me on the other side of the street. I just I love watching him love what he does. I love that. And it's, I'm trying to apply this to first responders, but it's really to anybody that loves somebody that loves their job. It's just watching
Mhm.
someone be so passionate about something and do well at it,
I am curious. You said he kind of, I don't know how you described it, but he puts you on the inside of the street. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Hmm.
Do you feel like he like scans and,
Yeah.
classic police officer from any that I have met? Do you think it makes him, hmm, how can I word this? I know my husband likes to be savior, I guess, for lack of a better term. He likes to save people, as makes sense with him being a firefighter.
Hmm.
I think he doesn't mind on the occasions where I am the damsel in distress. Like recently I don't remember what it was, but I had some car troubles. I had to ask a guy for help, and I called my husband in the meantime, and he literally ran 2 miles to where I
Hmm.
was with the
Oh
car.
my gosh.
He loves to run, so it's not that big of a deal, but like
Okay.
2 miles to him is like a casual, warm up for his run. But I'm like, you didn't have to
Jeez.
do that. Like I had it. I could have fixed it.
Yeah.
I was just calling you so you know where I was because I was going to be a while to come home, whatever. It
Yeah.
was a very stressful day. I'm not going to lie. But I
Sounds
think he
like it.
doesn't. It was. So I'll tell you what actually happened. Okay. We go up to Maine and he's working on his sister's house. He was fixing the floor for her because he's a contractor on the side.
Hmm.
And my sister-in-law, who's lovely, told me there's this little cute little beach that's private down the road. Take the kids, go. I was like, great. It's like 80 degrees out. So I
Ooh.
drive his pickup. By the way, it's a pickup. We're not talking about a small car. Okay. And I drive down there and I get on the road that I think is the road where you park the car. And apparently there's a sign that says private property. So I was like, okay, this beach is public. I know that. I saw the sign, but the
Yeah.
parking must have been behind me. Let me turn around. And then I get the car literally buried so deep in the sand because
Oh.
like the frame was touching the sand because I guess it's like a little
Oh.
man-made beach, so the sand was like super fine. It wasn't like real life sand. So stupid.
I
So
wouldn't have thought it would do that. Like I thought it would just,
you would think that you'd be able to
uh,
do a little quick little
I would do
U-turn.
the same thing that you did. Yeah, yeah.
And
Not
it
like
just went
quicksand, like just
like it's not quicksand, damn it. So then I get out of the car. I had both my kids in the car and I start digging it out with my hands because I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I got his pickup
oh.
truck stuck in the sand. So I'm digging, digging. There's no reception anywhere. And it's 2 miles from the house we were at. So this is just like such a stupid story. So then I like see this guy and I book it. And I had my kids in the shade. So I took them out of the truck because it was really hot. I put them in the shade. I made my
Yeah.
almost 5-year-old babysit my 1-year-old. I was like, stay right here. And I could still see them, but I had to
It's good
sprint.
practice.
Good practice. So I go and I get this guy. I was like, I need help. I think he might have thought I was a serial killer, but then he saw the pickup and he was like, oh, okay, no, she's
Come to
really
my car.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so then he comes over, he helps me. It takes a little while, but in the meantime, I managed to get 1 bar of service and I called my husband. And I was like, this is what's happening. I found somebody to help. Worst case, I'm gonna walk. It's 2 miles, like I can walk. And
Hmm.
so anyway, the guy comes, he goes to get like a shovel and whatever. We shovel it out. And as the car gets
The
back
guy's like, this
on,
has happened before.
he did. He's like, you're not the first person. So it's quicksand. So then my husband shows up. He's running down the street. He shows up, and I was like, I can't believe you just did that. Like, you just ran in 80-degree weather just to come because his damsel in distress needs help again. You know what I mean? So I guess what I'm asking you Do you
I
feel
love.
like it's a very long-winded way of asking you. Do you feel like your husband likes when you need him? When he is the protector, he is the, for lack of a better word, the macho man.
I would say yes, because I am a type of person I like to be taken care of. So
Hmm.
I kind of like present the opportunity. He is the chef in our household. Like, if he knows that if he didn't cook, I would literally starve. I don't know how to cook. I don't even know how to make macaroni. So
DoorDash, you'd be fine.
DoorDash. But I mean,
I
I feel
should
like
get
I
them to
set
sponsor this episode.
sponsored by,
Hmm.
not officially, but I feel like I put myself in those situations to like allow that. So I don't know. It's not bad. I like being taken
It's
care
not a
of.
bad thing.
So,
Yeah. It's nice
which
having
is
somebody who would run 2 miles in the heat to dig out the truck for you. It's very nice.
absolutely, and I feel like he would. I hope he would do that for me. I
Of
don't know
course he
about the
would.
running 2 miles situation. He'd probably call an Uber, but he would get there.
He should have called an Uber, honestly. But yeah, he would get there. Exactly. That's the most important part.
I completely agree. And I love that he does that for me. And I feel like when he goes to work, maybe he, does that for people. Like he's, the person they call in a crisis. So if he's so great to me, I feel like he's also really great to the community, which makes me feel good.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the appealing things about being with a public servant, right?
Hmm.
What do you think the hardest part or the worst part has been?
I would say honest conversations about feelings, because I think with the first responder world, there is a lot of stigma still about like candidly talking about your feelings. And I think maybe he has enrolled in the way of just, oh, it's part of my job. This is what I signed up for. And it's not like trauma and grief and all these big heavy things don't just have to be part of the job. So I think that's the hardest part about being with a first responder, is getting them to be real with themselves, because the second I was real with myself, I was like, wait, I literally can't do this job anymore. Like it kind of, and I think that that's where the practical, strolling through Target comes in. Just, you can be real with yourself and you can still do this job, and you can be real with your family. Like, hey, I had a horrendous day. You don't have to go into details, but I think right now we're getting there,
Mhm.
and it's hard. I want more people to have these hard, honest conversations, either with themselves, with a friend, with a leader, with anybody, with their wife, spouse, husband. Just talking to somebody will open the door for much better conversations and a much better culture.
Mhm. I think this has been a running theme.
Hmm.
Mhm. It's really tough because I don't foresee it changing anytime too soon, right? Like they can talk a big talk, but when it comes down to it, you try to get him to go see somebody,
Right.
you know.
And it's hard because like like I said, we go to these conferences, we go like we have the EAP. My department luckily has a fantastic wellness unit. I'm on the peer support team. So when there's a tough call, the supervisor will let the wellness supervisor know. He tells the peer support team. We reach out to the officers. Hey, I heard you had a hard call. Let's talk about it. You don't want to talk about it? All right, that's fine. What are your plans for the day? You're going to go to the gym? You're going to go get food? What are you going to do this weekend? Just kind of directing them into a healthy path, offering resources. And I think a lot of departments and places don't even have that.
Wow,
So
really.
how can people look to these resources that they don't have?
Right.
So that's like another one of my rants. Sorry.
No, no, no. It's really not a rant. It's so important. I've talked to almost every spouse about this. Like especially spouses who are younger, not like of the
Mhm.
older generation, we all feel this way. Like times are different. It's not the same as like I am man, I go to work, I come home and you
Mhm.
deal with it, right? Like we all are functional adults and we need you to be functional, which means
Right.
you need to get help, you know?
And just looking fine does not mean you're
That
functional.
you're
Like
fine.
during my probably worst part at the medical examiner's office, I looked so good on social media. I was having so much fun. I was doing all the things because I looked fine, but
Mhm.
you
Oh,
know,
interesting.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that is really interesting that you can reflect back on that and recognize that.
lots of
Does any
therapy.
Yeah, well, good. That's great. Do you think that makes it easier for you to recognize that in other people? So you see something on social media, is it easier for you to think that's probably not real?
I'm starting to get better at it, but I think just the more we educate people about you mean it's okay to not be okay and to talk about it and you don't have to put out this like fake personality and fake front. I'm just hoping to educate people so that I don't even have to see that anymore because if someone's not okay, I want them to come to me and say that they're not okay or come to
Mm,
somebody and say that they're not okay, not just I'm going to keep posting on social media and wait till somebody sees the cracks through this.
yeah.
So I just, like I said, more honest conversations, hard conversations between partners, friends, everybody.
Yeah. How do you think you're going to do that? Do you have a plan? Are you going to practice as some sort of wellness person, or do you mean just friends and people in your life?
Well, I'm starting small. I'm not a clinician. I'm not a professional. I am just taking something that I'm passionate about and talking. So I've
Mm,
been invited to a couple conferences to have some like breakout sessions. And I'm just basically trying to spread the word that, you know, functioning does not mean fine. And that's my elevator pitch essentially. So
wow.
if I can get people to subscribe to this, like, hey, she's talking about it and it's not easy to talk about, maybe I can talk about it.
Hmm.
That's really just my goal is to get people talking.
Do you think you would ever want to become a clinician of that sort?
I've actually been my therapist said I would be like a good like I should study social work or something like that. But
Yeah, that's
it's
awesome.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I do love my job now though, so it's hard.
Yeah, yeah. What part of your job do you like right now?
I love It's such a good balance because at first, when I was worried that I wasn't needed, I went on a 2 week vacation and I came back and there were no fires, no emergencies. And I was just like, oh, nobody needed me. That's horrible. And now I can literally be like, I can take a couple days for myself
That's
and nothing
lovely.
will fall apart. So I love the balance. It's the healthiest balance I've ever had. I love the hours. I love the people I work with. I love being able to be involved in law enforcement still and not be on the road. Like I can use my past experience to contribute to, policy, a procedure. I created a death investigation form for our department to help officers better investigate deaths more efficiently. So it's just, I can draw from my experience to make actual fundamental changes
Right,
in a good
right.
way.
Big picture changes.
Yes. And I didn't see that at first. I just saw nobody emailed me over my 2 week vacation. So apparently nobody needs me.
I mean, that sounds like a dream. Wow. Do you find in your position now that I was kind of joking earlier, what an interesting position to be in 2026, but do you find that, current happenings with police, current difficulties with body cams, all that stuff, is that something you deal with much?
So what happens with my job is a lot of it comes from the command staff down. And so we're not necessarily actively creating these policies. It's
Hmm.
mostly policy revisions, but we do take into account, legislation that goes into effect that is needs to work our way into policies. So
Hmm.
there is an effect on our work because we have to adapt based upon the environment, but I don't think I feel it personally.
Hmm.
just because our work goes through so many like layers before it comes down to us.
Right, right. Do you and Sean talk about that much?
Yes, so he's going to hate me for saying this. He doesn't really understand the importance of my job
Mm,
and advises me of that
how so?
sometimes. He just, I guess he doesn't understand how you can, because my position's hybrid. And I don't know, he's just like, what policies did you write today? In like a joking way. And well, he's out there like saving the world.
Mm,
So
I
I
don't
don't know.
love
That's a whole
that.
other thing. We're fixing that.
Okay, good. You're working on it.
We're getting through it. Yeah.
Okay, good. I wonder if that's just something that first responders feel like they might have to do to just continue feeling like what they're doing is not like they could
Yeah.
feel like it's not important, but there's
Part
a
of the
lot
like
of,
jaded,
yeah,
sometimes when
exactly.
you and I see right through it. I'm like, you don't need to do like that to me. Like I'm
Right,
literally your wife. Like I know what I'm doing is important. I know what you're doing is important. So let's just leave it at
right, right. Well, good for you for speaking up. That's good.
that.
That's
But
great.
I love him. He's great.
No, I
He
know. I know. You can have disagreements and it's that doesn't change the fact that you love each other, that he treats you well, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody who's moving into our positions as spouses to first responders?
It is so incredibly important to be patient because the day that your partner does have a hard call, I mean, you don't want that day, but the way they're going to come home might be different than you expected or have in the past. And it's just so important to be patient because you want to be that safe place when they are ready to share what they went through. They want to be able to look at you and feel supported and feel loved. And no matter what happened, to know that you will have their back. And you have to build that foundation every single day until this event. I mean, it may never happen, this thing where they need to lean on you, but I bet something small at least would happen where they need to come home to a safe place. So just being patient is key.
Yeah, that's super important and can be super difficult,
I agree. Yes.
right? Like just to your point about wellness and getting help, sometimes you just want to shake them and be like, "Okay, get to the point already."
Yeah, like, or just like, what is wrong with you? Like, I know something happened. What was it?
Right. But then doing that would probably just defeat the purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Or ruin any progress you've made, I should say, not defeat the purpose, but
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Because then they wouldn't feel like they could come to you. Yeah, no, I get that.
yeah, and I probably wouldn't want somebody to do that to me either. So I get it. I get it.
Because when I'm ready, I'm ready. When I'm ready, I will talk about it. But
Yeah.
me personally, I will talk about literally anything at any time for any amount of time. So
Hmm.
that's nothing anyone's ever had to worry about. Like Rachel will talk. I will talk until someone tells me to stop.
Which is
So
why
that's
you're a great guest. I love that. What impact do you feel this has had on your marriage? Being married to a first responder, not always knowing where they are. I mean, in a way, what I'm asking about is my previous guest, we talked
hmm
about some of the stereotypes
hmm
that can happen. Is that something that you have faced where I'll tell you in fire, there's a stereotype that firefighters are cheaters. Is that something that's typical in police? I'm not married to a police officer, so I don't know. Is that something that you've heard about or see about? Do you worry about?
I have, heard about that in all first responder, that I've seen statistics. I think it just boils down to the individual relationship. The only thing I'm worried about him is, did I say goodbye, I love you when he left that morning? Because will I get to say it again?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
literally all I care about. That's the most important thing to me. And it's awful.
Yep. We make a
So,
point of always saying that every time we leave the house, every time we hang up the phone, because you just don't know.
yeah. And the only people who will understand that is other first responder spouses.
Hmm. Even if they're not
So,
going to work, right? Like it doesn't
right,
matter.
absolutely. It doesn't
It just
matter.
teaches you that, you know, life is fleeting.
Especially when I worked at the medical examiner's office and I saw every type of everything every minute of the day.
Mm.
It was terrifying. So that put it even more perspective, but it's always goodbye, I love you. No exceptions. Like, or if we're in a disagreement, we're gonna solve it before you go to work because we're not leaving this one open, you know. But it's just it's sad that it has to be that way, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that
it's
made me a little sad.
yeah. Sorry, I teared up a little bit.
No, it's okay. That happens. That sometimes you talk about this stuff and you're like, I haven't processed that.
Yeah. I haven't said that out loud, honestly, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, and it's I know that's for any job. Anything could happen in the world, but like the possibility of what my husband is running into is probably crazier than normal.
Yeah,
Same with
exactly.
yours.
Yeah. To an extent,
Yeah.
to an extent. And I don't know if there's any statistics on like the safety of police versus fire, but a fire is a fire, right?
Hmm.
People are not that fires are predictable, but people are unpredictable,
Hmm.
and there's so much contention about police officers now. So I could see how maybe right now it's a little bit of a tougher time to be a police officer.
I appreciate him and what he does, and it took a while, but I do fully support him. I mean, now that I'm not wishing that I was in that position anymore, now that I've kind of gotten past myself. I
Hmm.
was my own worst enemy at that, honestly. So I fully support him, and I hope he has a really good career and gets to do whatever he wants to do, and I hope there's a happy ending. I mean,
Yeah,
that's all you can do is he's
that's all you
going to
can
work
hope for.
every day and yeah.
Yeah. Did he ever call you out on it that you were, to use your word, jealous?
No, I've called myself out on it like to him and it didn't make me feel any better and it
Mm.
didn't get me over it any faster. I could just put a label on it, but it didn't. It took a lot of soul searching to
Mm.
be content and realize that my identity was my job. That's not healthy. It's not. I literally did nothing else. Like that was just,
Yeah.
hi, I'm Rachel, the cop slash medical examiner, like insert, job here. And once I kind of put that in perspective, then I mean, I was in my own way, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good for you for figuring that out.
Thank you. It saved my
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah. That's right. There's a little funny segment that we do called Shift Happens. I don't know if you've
Oh
listened to any of
gosh.
those yet. Has anything happened while your husband has been on shift that you have thought, of course, this would happen while he's on shift and not when he's home?
Um, oh gosh. I was ready for anything that you were going to ask me.
But not that
So
one. I
like,
gotcha.
so something like that happened at home that he was at
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've probably been to something like really cool that he was at work for. I go to a lot of cool stuff.
Like what? What do you mean?
Uh, like I went to the Savannah Bananas and he had got called in for work. I mean, work interrupts plans all the time. That's just part
Mhm.
of being a first responder spouse, especially like he's on call every so often. So that's just part of it.
Yeah. And you still go. You still do your thing.
I still go. I still do my thing.
That's great. What are the Savannah Bananas?
You don't know what Savannah Bananas are? It's a minor league baseball team. Or
Uh-huh.
not minor league. It's like a fun baseball team. And
Okay.
they dance and play
What?
baseball. Google Savannah Bananas.
Okay, I will. Done. I will look them up. My question was more like, have you had, like a previous guest was telling me about how they had a bear
Oh.
I think it
Oh,
was a
like a big
bear.
thing.
Yeah, they had a bear. Was it a bear? It was, her name is Ro, and she was, I thought it was a bear that was going after their like livestock. And
I
her
don't think
husband
anything
was,
was, no.
mm,
Luckily, like everything is like knock on wood, the big storms, everything happens when he's home, or
uh-huh.
else I would just go to my parents' house.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if that happens as soon as we hang up, I want a redo
I'll
of this
call
question.
you.
Call
Yeah.
me. Let me know. That's great. Is he home every night?
Yes.
That's great. That's
Except, I
fabulous.
mean, when he's on call, who knows? But for the most part, yeah.
Hmm. Is he on
And
call
that's really
often?
good. No.
Okay.
So it's nice to be able to have the routine of dinner together. I know a lot of first responders don't get that, and I don't take that for granted, is being able to eat dinner with him every night. It's dinner for some reason is like very important to me. It's the time where you can come together at the end of the day, even if it's just like a 15-minute dinner over leftovers, and just be together.
Hmm.
Dinner has always been very important to me. And the fact that he's home for dinner every single night, I am extremely lucky in this season of our lives. Who knows what his next assignment will bring him?
Yeah. How often will he get reassigned?
Just at the discretion of the department
Got it. Got it. Makes sense.
when they're
Great.
when they're feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's not put that in the universe.
Nope. Nope. We're taking it back.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would want to share that I haven't asked you? Any other part of you that you want to talk about?
I feel like we had a really good conversation.
Definitely.
I think it's important just to know that abandoning your identity isn't what you have to do to support somebody else's passion. Like you can be two whole people together supporting each other, and that took me a hot minute to come to. So just if someone can get to that sooner than I did, that'd be great.
That's a really brilliant way to put that.
Thank you.
It definitely is something that first responder spouses can fall into that trap,
Hmm.
right? Myself included. Like I have a full career. I went to a hell of a lot of school, and I
Hmm.
still often find myself thinking, my husband's a firefighter, right? And that's a good thing. It's a pride. It's a point of pride, and I'm very proud of him, but that doesn't define me.
Absolutely. It's all the cool stuff that you've done.
Right. And I mean, I continue to try to do, right? But
Hmm.
and same to you. We are full whole people. And
I
that's
love
kind
that.
of yeah, it's kind of why I wanted to do this, to just kind of
And
highlight.
I love what you're doing.
Thanks. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. All right, my last question for you. Any recommendations for some sort of entertainment? Book, podcast, show, TV, movie, doesn't have to be about fire or first responder. Anything that you just like everybody should watch this. Everybody should listen to this.
Okay, so I read 150 books a year, generally speaking. I
Like
think it was like 100
legitimately?
legitimately. So I just finished
I
like
have a lot of
the
catching up to do.
I just finished the best book ever, ever, ever.
Okay.
And it's called Mad Mabel by
Okay.
Sally Hepworth. And it has nothing to do with literally anything that we've talked about, but I love it.
Okay.
And I love the character. It's an 81-year-old serial killer. And it's
An
great.
80. I love that. Is it based on a true story?
No.
No. Okay. Man, how
But
cool
it's a
would it be
very
if it
good
were though?
book.
Yeah. That's awesome. What else? 150 books a year. Give me a second recommendation.
I'm like looking over at my bookshelf. None of Us Are Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter. I like thrillers. I don't like police
Ooh.
procedural. Like I don't want to read how you like lifted Prince off of like I know, done that before. I want to
That's
read
old news.
about how like she, her sister, plotted to kill her husband and like all the secrets and the lies
Yep.
and the
Yep.
like.
The
So
drama.
yeah. Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, thank you. I wrote both of those down. Those are going to
Okay.
be my next thing. I've been hearing a lot about a book called Yesteryear. Did you read it yet?
I'm in the middle of it right now.
So far, so good?
It's not getting me because the
Ah, too
character is
bad.
just so unlikable.
Really? I've had two
Yes.
people who are like must read.
Yeah, and see that me too. So that's why I'm gonna power through. I'm like 10 pages in, and I'm just like, I
Oh,
do
okay.
not like her. But like maybe that's what will draw me in. So I just started, but
Okay.
I'm going to keep
Okay.
going.
Are you one of those people who has to finish a book once you start it?
Yes.
Really? Why?
I've only DNF'd like 3 books. I just want to know, what if I'm missing out on a really good story?
But if it's not catching you and there's 1 million books in the probably more than 1 million books.
But what if it gets better later?
Is it worth your time investment?
I mean, I'd say it is.
My husband does that. And he's like, yeah, I've been reading this book and it's just boring and this and that. But the last 10 pages are really good.
Yeah.
Is it worth reading an entire book for 10 pages? There's so many good books.
Also read the let them theory if you're into like self-help type of
You
books.
know,
I'm
I
not
have
either,
never,
but it was good.
the let them theory,
Yeah,
I have never read a self-help book.
me neither. And that was my first one, and I actually apply it every day to my life.
Really?
Yes.
Will it be too much of a spoiler if you tell me what you apply to your everyday life?
Yes, because it's the basis of the whole
That's
book.
let them do what they want. Let them think what they want.
Essentially.
Love this. See, I don't need self-help. I help myself.
You just got the title. You're good.
Right, right. I think that's a little bit of a spoiler. They should have done something a little more mysterious. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I appreciate this
I love
conversation.
chatting.
This was great. Thank you. And thank you for your service. I know
Oh,
you
thank
shifted
you.
gears, but thank you for what you do.
Thank you. And thank you for what you do. I mean, that's awesome. We need what you do. So I'd love to stay in contact, and
Yeah, I would love
I'd love
that.
to stay in
You have my
contact. Yeah.
Instagram, you have my
Hmm.
email. Reach out anytime.
Awesome. Sounds
All
good.
right. Bye. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye. You too.
Thanks. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed being here as much as I did. If you have any questions for me or if you'd like to be interviewed, please reach out at thefirewivespodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Tune in next week for the next episode of Firewives.